Imagine a world where barren deserts are transformed into lush green oases, teeming with life and vitality. It might seem like a dream, but in Australia, this dream is becoming a reality. Desertification, the process by which fertile land becomes desert, is a growing problem that affects countries all over the world, including Australia. But through innovative and sustainable regreening efforts, Australia is leading the way in reversing this trend and restoring its arid lands to their former glory. In this video, we'll explore the inspiring story of how Australia is regreening its deserts and turning them back into thriving ecosystems. From the challenges to the successes, we'll take a deep dive into the fascinating world of desert restoration and discover how, with the right strategies and commitment, we can make a positive impact on our planet. So join us as we embark on a journey to see how Australia is bringing its deserts back to life, one tree at a time. Desertification is a growing problem that affects countries all over the world, including Australia. It is the process by which fertile land becomes desert, and it occurs as a result of a combination of factors, including climate change, overgrazing, deforestation, and soil erosion. Desertification has a devastating impact on the environment, the economy, and society. It leads to the loss of biodiversity, the degradation of soil quality, and the disappearance of water sources. In Australia, desertification affects more than 75% of the land, and it is estimated to cost the country over $3 billion each year in lost productivity and environmental damage. The impacts of desertification are far-reaching and can affect people in many ways. It can lead to food insecurity, as fertile land is transformed into barren desert. It can also lead to the displacement of communities who depend on the land for their livelihoods. Moreover, desertification can exacerbate climate change by releasing carbon into the atmosphere and reducing the ability of the land to absorb carbon. The problem of desertification is complex, and it requires a multifaceted approach to address it. Fortunately, Australia is taking action to combat desertification, and the results are promising. By implementing innovative regreening efforts, Australia is leading the way in reversing the trend of desertification and restoring its arid lands to their former glory. Australia has taken a proactive approach to combat desertification by implementing various regreening efforts. These efforts involve restoring degraded ecosystems, planting trees, and improving soil quality. The Australian government and several organizations are working together to implement these initiatives. One of the most significant regreening efforts in Australia is the Greening Australia initiative. This project aims to plant millions of trees across the country, restore degraded ecosystems, and increase the number of green spaces in urban areas. The initiative has already planted over 75 million trees across Australia, and it continues to expand its efforts. Another regreening effort in Australia is the Reef Aid program. This program aims to improve the health of the Great Barrier Reef by reducing the amount of sediment, nutrients, and pesticides that flow into it. This is achieved through planting trees along waterways, implementing sustainable agriculture practices, and improving soil quality. The program has already planted over 1 million trees and restored over 2,000 hectares of land. In addition to these large-scale initiatives, many local communities in Australia are also implementing their own regreening efforts. For example, the small town of Tarcutta in New South Wales has implemented a regreening project that involves planting native trees along the town's main street. The project has transformed the street into a green oasis and has brought the community together to work towards a common goal. Regreening efforts have many benefits for the environment, economy, and society. They help to restore degraded ecosystems, increase biodiversity, and improve soil quality. Regreening also has the potential to create new economic opportunities, such as ecotourism and sustainable agriculture. In addition, regreening can improve the health and well-being of communities by providing green spaces for recreation and improving air and water quality. However, regreening efforts in Australia are not without challenges. One of the most significant challenges is the cost of implementing these projects. It requires significant funding to plant trees, restore ecosystems, and improve soil quality. Additionally, some projects have faced criticism for using non-native plant species, which can have unintended consequences for the environment. Despite these challenges, regreening efforts in Australia are making a significant impact on the environment and society. They provide hope that it is possible to reverse the trend of desertification and restore degraded ecosystems. As more and more people become aware of the importance of regreening, we can work together to make a positive impact on our planet. Australia's regreening efforts have led to many success stories, from the restoration of degraded ecosystems to the creation of new economic opportunities. Here are just a few examples. The Yarra Yarra Biodiversity Corridor. This project involves planting native trees and restoring ecosystems across a 200-kilometer stretch of land in Western Australia. The project has led to the restoration of over 7,000 hectares of land, and it has increased biodiversity in the area. The project has also created new economic opportunities, such as ecotourism and carbon credits. The restoration of the Coorong wetlands. The Coorong wetlands in South Australia were severely degraded due to years of drought and overuse. However, through a partnership between the government, local communities, and environmental organizations, the wetlands have been restored. The restoration involved improving water quality, planting native trees, and managing invasive species. The restoration has led to increased biodiversity and improved water quality, and it has created new economic opportunities for the local community, such as fishing and tourism. The 20 Million Trees Project. This project is a joint initiative between the Australian government and community organizations to plant 20 million trees across the country by 2020. The project has already planted over 18 million trees, and it has led to the restoration of degraded ecosystems, increased biodiversity, and improved air and water quality. The Gondwana Link Project. This project involves restoring degraded ecosystems across a 1,000-kilometer stretch of land in Western Australia. The project has led to the restoration of over 100,000 hectares of land, and it has increased biodiversity in the area. The project has also created new economic opportunities, such as ecotourism and carbon credits. These success stories demonstrate the significant impact that regreening efforts can have on the environment and society. They show that it is possible to reverse the trend of desertification and restore degraded ecosystems. Moreover, these success stories provide hope for the future and inspire others to take action to make a positive impact on the planet. In conclusion, Australia's regreening efforts are an inspiring example of how we can make a positive impact on our planet. Through innovative and sustainable regreening efforts, Australia is leading the way in reversing the trend of desertification and restoring its arid lands to their former glory. While there are challenges to implementing these projects, the benefits for the environment, economy, and society are undeniable. As we continue to face the challenges of climate change and environmental degradation, regreening efforts provide hope and inspiration for a brighter future. Despite the success stories and benefits of regreening efforts in Australia, there are also several challenges and limitations that need to be addressed. One of the biggest challenges is the availability of water. Australia is a dry continent, and water is a scarce resource. Regreening projects require significant amounts of water, and in some cases this can put a strain on local water resources. It is essential to manage water resources carefully and implement sustainable water management practices to ensure the success of regreening projects. Another challenge is the cost of implementing these projects. Regreening projects require significant funding, which can be a barrier to implementing them on a large scale. Governments and organizations need to invest in regreening initiatives and create funding mechanisms to support these efforts. In addition, regreening efforts need to be carefully planned and implemented to avoid unintended consequences. For example, planting non-native species can have negative impacts on the local ecosystem. It is essential to use native species and carefully manage ecosystems to ensure that regreening efforts are sustainable and have long-lasting benefits. Moreover, there are limitations to what can be achieved through regreening. Some areas may be too degraded or have underlying environmental problems that make regreening difficult or impossible. It is essential to recognize these limitations and focus on regreening efforts where they can have the most significant impact. Finally, it is crucial to involve local communities in regreening efforts. Local communities have valuable knowledge and experience that can help ensure the success of these initiatives. Involving local communities also ensures that the benefits of regreening are shared, and local people are empowered to take ownership of these initiatives. In conclusion, while regreening efforts in Australia have shown great success, they also face significant challenges and limitations. These challenges must be addressed to ensure the long-term sustainability of regreening projects. By carefully planning and implementing regreening initiatives, investing in sustainable water management, using native species, recognizing limitations, and involving local communities, we can create a brighter, greener future for Australia and the world. Australia's regreening efforts provide a beacon of hope and inspiration for the world in the face of climate change and environmental degradation. Through innovative and sustainable regreening initiatives, Australia is demonstrating that it is possible to reverse the trend of desertification and restore degraded ecosystems. The success stories of regreening efforts, such as the Yarra Yarra Biodiversity Corridor and the Coorong Wetlands, demonstrate the benefits that regreening can bring to the environment, economy, and society. However, these efforts also face significant challenges and limitations, such as water scarcity, funding, and unintended consequences. To overcome these challenges, it is essential to carefully plan and implement regreening initiatives, invest in sustainable water management, use native species, recognize limitations, and involve local communities. By doing so, we can create a brighter, greener future for Australia and the world. Regreening is not just about restoring degraded ecosystems, but also about creating new economic opportunities, improving biodiversity, and mitigating climate change. It is a vital step towards a more sustainable future, and Australia is leading the way. We can all learn from Australia's example and take action to make a positive impact on our planet. Let's work together to create a greener, healthier planet for generations to come.